Lauren, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Man, your performances were blowing me away. Even the heavy ones, I was like trying not to headbang too much. I was like trying not to tear the studio apart. It was so cool. And I really appreciate you coming out and like just showing so much love. Like, this has been a cool experience.
This has been like unlike anything I've ever done in my life. And just being in this room, like getting to understand how you do this and what it could mean later is like so cool. Like, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I think like weird thoughts sometimes, like 1,000 years from now, some aliens will be watching these holograms, like, look at these little, you know, like they're like studying us and they're like, look, they made holograms.
What did Lauren Babic want to let die? Like,
exactly.
What?
Like, that girl really wanted to let some shit die.
Yeah.
And she did. One thing I talk a lot about on this show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like, I like to get a little deeper, like than just like surface level talk. What for you gives you that significant meaning in your life? Like, is it faith? Is it music? Like, what is it that gets you out of bed and lets you know that there's still like hope in this world, despite like everything you see and hear? And like, you know, what is it that kind of just moves you forward?
I think it is really hard to find like the light in times, especially now. And, you know, as a musician, getting to know like how can we make ourselves heard, especially with this new age of like TikTok and algorithms and this, and it's like, how do it's like an existential crisis.
Yeah. So
I think for me it's more simple than that, because unfortunately, like, I have grown to be very like self-critical and very like, I go into these like quarterly existential crises, and it's like, why do I matter?
Yeah.
And I think what gets me by is the really simple things of like my friends and family and the people who are close to me, and my dog. Like, they give me purpose to just get up in the morning because they need me.
Yeah.
And I think my listeners and my fans who have stuck by me for, I've been doing this since like 2009, and just over the years, like people who come and go, people who have stayed, like the stories that people share about how like the things that I've done have mattered in their life, even if it's one person telling me, it's like, that's the stuff that gets me by. And just me always needing to be creative and make something. It's like, that's kind of how, that's like my lifeblood.
Yeah.
Like constantly thinking like, oh, like this could be cool. Like who can I work with? And just the people around me really ground me and remind me that it's like okay to be here and like I matter.
Yeah.
And it has been a struggle. Like I go through a lot of periods of time where like I've wanted to quit and wanted to say like, I don't want to do this anymore, or like I don't want to be here anymore. Like I've gone through it.
How do you get through those existential times? You know, like for me, it's like you said, almost quarterly. It's like you go through these moments where you're like, and I think even the older you get, the more it feels like obviously you're getting closer to death, farther away from when you were born. And it's like these types of feelings, this type of like, what is my purpose? Like maybe you're in a lull with like life and like things aren't, you know, happening the way you wished or wanted to. And it's like, if someone's watching this right now on their headset in a living room in freaking Dubai or wherever, you know, and maybe they're going through a hard time. Maybe they're dealing with a bunch of shit and they don't know how to keep going, or even if they want to, like what kind of things would you tell them?
I would say, like, for me, what really helps is limiting my use of social media, because I think getting that like constant affirmation and then those moments, those natural moments of lulls, I think we get so used to like that dopamine hit of like, oh, I got so many views, and it's like I've trained myself to not, that doesn't matter, like that's not real. It's about the real people that are around you, the real life day-to-day things that, and one thing I do is like I limit my news intake, and I limit reading comments and I spend time like literally touching grass. I like go
Yes,
outside.
grounding, right?
I go outside. I
Yeah.
go for a walk. I walk my dog. I hang out with my family. I play board games. I play video games and hang out with my friends, because like these real life in-person experiences, I think it gives us life. And if we spend all our time trying to get this affirmation from people we don't even know, what are we doing? Like it starts with our loved ones and the people around us.
It seems to me that you've already experienced nirvana. There's this Buddhist concept where it says chop wood, carry water, chop wood. And so the whole idea is that like you're working in life and then you hit that moment where you're like, where everything's great and it's nirvana and it's perfect. But then what now? You go back to chopping wood and carrying water. And so the whole idea is like what you just said about like living with your family, walking your dog, doing the little things, living in the moment. Like I think that is nirvana. Like that is the closest thing to heaven on earth, when you're just like experiencing people, when you're, you know, loving people, when you're having interactions with people, when you're making memories. Like I feel like in a lot of ways that's what we're here to do is, you know, and maybe some of us never will be famous or whatever it is, and maybe we are destined to be a flower in the jungle that's blooming that no one will ever see, but it's our job to bloom. It's our job to like make a mark, like to love and to live and to have fun and help other people have fun. And so I love that you answered it that way. Why music? Like why does it stimulate you, get you excited? Like what was there a moment when you were a kid that like, you know, changed everything for you?
I think it's just always been a thing. Like I was like 2 years old and I was like pulling the pots and pans out and I was smacking them. And my parents were like, uh-oh, like our daughter's definitely gonna be in love with music. And I was in love with music since I was a baby. And my dad would play like Frank Sinatra, he would play classical music, he would play classic rock, and I would just be obsessed with it since I was a baby. Like, put it on, I want to dance. Like, it was that. And then when I found bands like Linkin Park and Blink-182 and Under Oath and The Used, that was when I was like, okay, I want to sing and I want to make music. Because I did piano like very formally when I was like 5 all the way up until my early teens. And when you spend time in like a formal setting, just being drilled, like play it like this, you have to play like this, that wasn't my vibe. Like I wanted to make it. I didn't want to regurgitate or play it, which is why I didn't do music in school. Like it was too rigid. Like I wanted to make it, not play something else you know, which is ironic.
Like a rigorous box.
Right, which is ironic because I do a lot of covers, but like I always make sure like I do covers in my way that I like my heart wants to do it. And that's kind of like how I've always led. It's like I just follow exactly what my heart tells me, and it's always been music. And when I'm not making music, I'm just like always ideating and thinking like, okay, well, oh, this would be a cool idea. Like I want to do this. So it's just like natural.
Yeah.
It just found me. Like I didn't discover it. Just always been there.
Dang, that's great. That's a cool ass answer. One last question, and this is like another existential question because I was having fun talking about it. You're really good at it, so I was like, okay, we're gonna keep going. What do you like? It blows. You know, I was an ex-pastor. I've studied religion. Like, what do you think this is? Like, and how do you incorporate that in your music? Like, and what I mean is like, what is this?
Oh,
like,
the big
plan. Like why? Like, are we in the universe? Are humans the only thing?
That's crazy.
Is there God? Is there not? Are we going to hell or not, or heaven? Like, how do you see that, and how does that kind of play into who you are as a person?
Yeah, so I grew up Catholic, and I went through like Catholic school, and I was in Catholic school in high school, and I think like it's really hard for me to latch onto like any specific one religion because of just how many perspectives of all the people I meet. So it's, for me, been very hard to connect with one specific religion. And maybe I'm still trying to find faith. And I think growing up in, you know, the Catholic sphere, I think there has been a lot of like, you know, people around me who have struggled with it. And I've seen I've been through like religious trauma and people around me with religious trauma. So it's been, I guess, faith-wise, like I've been almost resistant to it, but I love hearing the perspectives of people who do follow faith. And I taught religion when I was a school teacher. Wow. And I love world religions. I love different perspectives. So it's been hard for me to latch onto one because I find beauty in like a lot of religion, and it's fascinating to me how people find their strengths. So maybe I'm still finding it. Maybe I haven't found one that like really speaks to me. Yeah. But I love the idea of like, I know there's something mystical about like how we got here.
Yeah.
I think I'm content though with knowing that maybe we will never have the answer. And I think people who follow religion, like that grounds them to know that that's their answer.
Yes.
But that, I don't think that's like, I haven't found my answer, but I am content not knowing.
Dude, that just blew my mind. So that was the most pivotal moment in my life as an ex-pastor, as a theology degree, all this stuff, was I remember falling to my knees once and I was weeping and I just didn't know like why and what and how. And I just literally like let out this like, I don't know.
Yes.
And it was literally the most freeing and like best feeling to know that like it's maybe not my responsibility to know.
I agree.
And in just this short conversation, it almost seems like your faith is in your family. Like you talked a lot about your family and like, and maybe that's like a beautiful thing to have faith in, and humanity and love and like, you know, and connection and all those kind of things. That's still a type of faith, you know? And like, I think we all have to have some sort of faith or hope or something to, like you said, to get us up every day, you know what I mean? And then face the great beyond one day, you know, and see what, like you said, like maybe we'll figure it out then, maybe we won't. Like I have no clue, but man, go ahead.
As long, for me, like the core thing is like, I don't care what, like if you follow religion, if you don't.
Sure.
I think as long as you lead with kindness, like I don't care what you believe in, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or you just exude love.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just love. Like maybe that is my mantra.
Yeah.
I don't know.
100%. That's beautiful. Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down. I know it's quick, but I wish we could make it longer because I could talk to you forever. But we're also using terabytes and terabytes of information. And we're in this giant green room right now with a million lights and it's so bright, but you're in your living room and it doesn't look like that. So
it looks cooler.
Yeah, it looks cooler. But thank you so much. I appreciate
you.
And I just wish you the best success.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Let's go.